I keep hearing older people complaining about the work ethic of younger people and saying that they don't want to do any work, that they're not motivated, that they don't want to be in office. And I think as a person that's about in, the older side of anything that'll show up on this app, you need to realize something. And what you need to realize is that it's a matter of motivation. When I was young, I'm 46, when the boomer generation was young, if you had a steady job, any kind of steady job, you could use that to afford a house while having your spouse stay home and take care of the kids. And that is no longer existent. So then what you have is younger people who our older generations, have pushed over and over, telling them to go to college, which, by the way, is nowhere near the proposition that it used to be for the most part. Most people go to college, come out with $60,000 to $100,000 debt, and then get a $40,000 or $50,000 job, and they're in debt for the next 15 years to student loans, if they can ever get out from under them. And, there's trade school, there's certifications, Google certifications, there's stuff that's way better options, that's cheaper, faster, and you make way more money now. So on the other side of this, we pushed all these kids to go to college. They can't make any money. They're in a ton of debt. They have to have, even if they don't have a quarter of a home price saved, even if they just do an FHA loan and get 3% saved, where I'm at, the median housing income here in California is, even this house in Anaheim, California that I'm renting, it's on Zillow for $770,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It's a 50-year-old home. It's nothing special. It's nice. It's a decent house, but it's nothing special. So to be able to come up with a huge amount of money and save it in this economy when people can barely buy groceries, they can barely afford their car payments for a Toyota or Honda, that people can barely get by, is looking at the world in a way that you completely don't understand. So you say, oh, that should be even more motivation. Yeah, but what's the end? Most of these people are going to have to live with their parents until they're 30, 35 years old, or their parents pass and then they get their home. We've set up America now, particularly on the coast. The middle of the country is better, let's be honest, as far as like what you can afford for the most part. Not all areas are cheap, but you know what I mean. That right now that kids don't have anything, kids meaning anybody 30 or under, don't have anything to look forward to financially because it's so brutal out there. It's incredibly expensive. They're not going to be able to buy homes. They're in a ton of debt. And so when we say, oh, they don't want to work, they don't want to be in office, well, we're the ones that sent them home during the COVID period. And they worked from home completely fine and made money and did well. And then we want them back in office and motivated the same way that we are when we were young. And I get it. I have a 25-year-old and a 23-year-old. So I get where kids are coming from these days. The motivation is not the same as we had it when we were kids. And we did it. Older generations did it. So let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know if you think that the older generations are not responsible for this, because I certainly think we are, and I'm from these generations.